Good morning. How you doing? Well, it's a Friday. Welcome to the weekend. And this, well, I'm trying to get the curls back, relive my youth a little bit. Hope you don't mind. All right, let's jump into the forecast because it's a good one. It's going to be a really nice weekend for most of the country. Starting out with the hazards this morning. Now, I guess the frost advisory for North Dakota has expired. But yeah, temperatures in the 30s this morning in North Dakota. Very nice. And here in western Iowa, we got down to 50 so far. And it's actually 54 now, so it's on its way up. I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. And so, yeah, a nice chill in the air, early fall, just a hint. So it's pretty nice. But the watches and warnings across the country look like this. We have a little bit of wind up there in Washington State with a red flag warning up there, and also some heat around Seattle. Then you get down into northeastern New Mexico, the northern Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle. We're watching out for some flooding, rains possible. The heat in Texas is being pushed, more to the south and east, but still lingering from, say, Austin down to Houston, down to San Antonio, Corpus Christi, still with the heat advisories there, but it used to be the majority of the state, so some relief for some of you there. Same for Louisiana. Louisiana was under heat advisories for most of the state. Now it's just south and eastern portions and along the Gulf Coast for Mississippi, Alabama. Georgia has now a little bit more heat. And Florida, it's still hot. And then as you travel up the East Coast, the mid-Atlantic, a little bit of relief from Debby, but still enough rain. And of course, they're saturated with the rainfall. So still looking for some flooding concerns there. But that, along with the severe weather, is further north today. So the big cities of the East Coast under a tornado watch this morning, and that's our best chance at tornadoes. We'll show you that here in a second. And also flooding rains possible there, and then further inland. You're talking Pennsylvania, New York State, up into Vermont and New Hampshire, where we have flooding concerns as well today. Here's a look at the surface and kind of a broad brush of what's happening across the country. And there's your heavy rainfall for the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, northeastern New Mexico, up into the Rockies of Colorado, along that stationary front and behind that front that is bringing that relief from the heat to parts of Texas. So that's where we're seeing some of the heavier rainfall away from tropical depression or post-tropical depression. Debby is as they have it labeled here. I would say remnants of Debby along the East Coast, and that's where we have a chance for still flooding rains and also that severe weather. And otherwise, it's nice. Behind that cold front, you see that high pressure centered over Nebraska? That's kind of the center of the cool high that's settled in. And temperatures are quite nice on that cool side of that front that's now moving through the Ohio Valley. So, like I said, just a hint of early fall. It's beautiful. Now that cool air is going to start retreating a little bit and modifying, so warming up a little bit as we go through the weekend, but still just gorgeous weather for us here, say in western Iowa. That would be a good example. Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North the Dakotas, even Nebraska with some showers, but we're talking high temperatures in the 70s this weekend. It's gorgeous. Now, there is a chance for scattered showers along that stationary front and a wide swath along that stationary front. And we're still looking at a chance for some scattered showers down in Texas as well, and then along the Gulf Coast and up the East Coast. But Tropical Storm Debby is out of here by this weekend. Sunday, more of the same. We have a little bit more rain, and we'll show you that when we get to our models and go through, the next week or so. We do have a couple disturbances that'll be riding into the plains. That'll be bringing some rain even into the Midwest. So we'll take a look at that. Warming back up in West Texas. Sorry about that. And then some scattered storms along the southeast coast on Sunday. But Sunday, really looks gorgeous with just some scattered storms here and there. All right, back to today. This is your excessive rainfall risk. And again, New Mexico, northern panhandle of Texas, the panhandle of Oklahoma into Colorado, your best chance to see some excessive rainfall today. And then, of course, along the coast, the East Coast, with the remnants of Debby, and the bullseye for the heaviest rain and best chance for that excessive rainfall, Pennsylvania into New York State. All right, the severe weather, zooming in on the Northeast. Here's your chance, slight chance for severe storms. Eastern Pennsylvania, we're talking western New York, all of New Jersey down into Delaware and Maryland, and trying to sneak into Connecticut and Massachusetts. Even the dark green is a marginal risk. So what are the threats today? Is it hail? No. Is it strong winds? No. It's tornadoes. So again, the risk for tornadoes, and these are the big cities. I mean, New York City is included in this barely. And, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, you're in this. So, watch out for the chance of tornadoes today. There is a tornado watch already in effect. All right, let's head over to to our computer model. We got the GFS loaded for you. Starting out Friday at 6Z. So this is like a few hours ago is when this was initialized on the GFS. We're looking at 12Z here. So that would be, 2 hours ago, 6 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock this morning. And as we go through time, we'll show you that this is Debby, or what's left of Debby, pretty much centered over Pennsylvania. That's where the heavy rainfall is, although a nice swath of heavy rainfall further to the north, even moving into Canada. And of course, the spin around Debby and the upper right quadrant, I kept calling it northwest quadrant, but northeast quadrant of the storm is where we usually see the best chance for those spin ups, and that could happen again today. Lighter rain across the southern plains into Colorado. All right, let's go through time. We can watch Debby lifting rather quickly now, so accelerating and moving out. So by this weekend, Debby's going to be gone, and good riddance, right? So the heavy rainfall continuing, though, as we get into later today. This is this afternoon, Friday, and scattered storms. Again, we have this heavy rainfall threat also for Colorado into Texas and Oklahoma. And so as Debby skedaddles, and that's a good thing, we do see some heavy rainfall busting out. Again, this computer model, so that storm may not be exactly there at 3Z Saturday, but by late tonight, we could see some heavy rainfall in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma, parts of New Mexico and Colorado as well. And then that kind of fades out too by the time we get into Saturday morning. Saturday morning looks gorgeous across the entire U.S. pretty much. Just a few lingering showers in the Carolinas. They could be done with that. They'd be happy. A cool rain coming down in Michigan, and a little bit of lingering rain in Colorado, but that's about it to start your day on Saturday. As we get into the afternoon, we do see some showers and storms popping up on the eastern side of the Rockies, or I should say in the Rockies and into the plains, moving into the plains. Nothing serious here, just some showers and thunderstorms on the light side. And as we get into Sunday, pretty quiet. Now, Sunday evening, we start to see this area here, South Dakota, Nebraska, into my neck of woods in western Iowa, having a little bit more shower and storm activity. Even, this looks like a real storm for the Kansas-Nebraska border, and a couple pop-up showers down here in Oklahoma, and monsoon going for Arizona into Utah and Colorado. So, some shower activity, this little disturbance here for Sunday night into early Monday morning. That looks like a pretty good storm near me in Iowa. And as that moves off to the east, as we get into Monday, we could see some brief showers, some pretty heavy thunderstorms possible for parts of Missouri and Illinois. And then that kind of fades out as it gets into the Ohio Valley. And then as we get into Monday night, overnight, and into Tuesday, you can see another area of showers and storms erupting and fading out into the plains. And then the process repeats itself for the next couple of overnights. So we're getting further out into the forecast. So I don't want to read too much into all this. This is kind of like give you some trends for the future. This is the middle of next week. We see a bit more shower activity. But I want to watch this. See this low? Look at this low coming up. Heading for North Carolina. So we'll take a look and see if we have another tropical system coming. This would be Monday, the 19th. And so something to keep an eye on to see if we're going to have a little system moving across parts of North Carolina and then up the coast. So that looks pretty interesting. So we'll keep you posted as we go, of course. All right, longer range, our 6 to 10 day outlook for temperatures. The heat kind of returning to Texas. So I know you're kind of done with it, and I don't blame you, but you've got some more to go. Still technically summertime, meteorologically speaking. Well, even astronomically speaking. So we're still in summer. Still have some heat in Texas, and through the middle of the country, a little above average, or at least better chances for above average, and cooler on the coasts. And then for the next 6 to 10 days, here's your chance for increased precipitation. We'll go northern plains into the Four Corners and across the Pacific Northwest. And then, moving in parts of the East Coast, a slight chance of above average precipitation. The dry spots would be where it's going to be hottest, and that would be you, Texas. Also, the California-Nevada border and up into the Great Lakes and northern Maine. So there you go. The forecast through the weekend looks stellar. We say goodbye to Debby, and the weather looks quite nice through the weekend and as we get into next week. So enjoy. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Weather Mic.